South, we dirty. Can y'all really feel me? Baby girl. East Coast feel me. West Coast feel me. Can y'all really feel me? East Coast feel me. West Coast feel me. Dirty South, dirty. Can y'all really feel me?
Ladies, do you know that we can create a hairstyle even if you're not good at creating hairstyles? We can really just finesse. That's what today's video is gonna be. I saw this really cute half up, half down crochet style on TikTok or Pinterest, one of the two, and I was like, I want to try that. As you all know, I'm not the best braider, but I feel like even if you're not an expert, you can achieve this. It's super simple to do. My hair is freshly washed, as you can see, so I am just detangling it and combing it out. Whenever I say freshly washed, I hope you all understand that I also mean it's got product in it, conditioner, all that good stuff. So it's not just without product, but freshly washed, ready to style. I'm gonna use my three-sided mirror, which is my sidekick, my goddess divine. She goes with me everywhere. I'm gonna use this to basically part my hair. So the style is you're gonna braid back about halfway down your head. I use the mirror for this because I am very bad at parting and I just feel like I do not have an eye for it. So this definitely helps me. I wanted to make sure I didn't part too far back because the rest of my hair is gonna be braided up and the rest of it's gonna be curly. Y'all, I don't know what happened to the footage of me starting the crochet process, so sorry, but basically I just braided up the back of my head into little mini cornrows and I'm just going in and crocheting the hair. I did end up using about 3 packs of this curly hair that I showed at the beginning. I'll put it again right here on the screen. You don't have to use much of this, and y'all, it honestly, it's synthetic and cheap as hell. Each pack was about $6.99, which total that up, it's just so inexpensive, so good to work with. It's not super tangly, and it gives you this really pretty water wave, so we love. In terms of techniques, there was none. I hate to say that because I really wish there was a method to the madness, but because this is curly hair, it kind of works with you instead of against you, and the more you fill in, the fuller it looks. That was my biggest thing. I just didn't want it to look sparse or for you to be able to see in between the hair. And if you know, you know. When you can see through hair, that means it's too little. So I just want to make sure it looked nice and full. And then I wasn't so much worried about the perimeter or anything because I felt like the braids would cover that for the most part. Nice and simple, not a lot of technique, an easy style, I'm telling you guys. Not only is this affordable, but it's just fast. Like, you don't have to concentrate too hard. I didn't use too many packs. This is how long it is. So it is booty length or waist length, whatever you want to call it. Now we're going to move on to the braiding, and this was by far, of course, the hardest part, just because, you know, you want this part to look uniform, especially when you're braiding. You want it to look nice and neat. I did opt to blow dry my hair out. If you want it super sleek, then you definitely can straighten the hair and then do the braiding, but I just wanted to blow dry it. That's what I normally do if I ever do any type of braiding styles, is blow drying my hair. So I just blow dried it, can't talk, piece by piece, and then it was time to start the braiding process. Now these braids, from what I had seen, they kind of have a curve to the part. I don't really know how else to explain it, so I'm gonna put some pictures right here. And I was debating even doing the curve because I definitely was like, I can just do straight backs, but I was like, let me experiment because I'm not gonna learn unless I try. Literally, I'm not gonna learn unless I make myself do it and fail or try again. So I just started with the middle and I made the curvature, the little curve line there. I just kind of eyeballed it, and it's not perfect by any means, but it was just a starting place because I didn't really know how to start it. I kind of started how I would do a bang if I was doing like a slicked bang. So I just started with a little curve, and then I made sure that the hairs were all in line. I knew this part was going to be kind of hard braiding wise, because that means I'm going to have a really tight grip on the beginning of the braid. And y'all see my nails right now, like I chose the wrong time to have acrylics, I'll just say that. But once I made my little curve, I was just like, you know what, I'm going to go for it and just do it. Literally just do it and see how it turns out. I didn't really know how thick I wanted them, but I knew how many braids I wanted, and I think I wanted like 6, like 3 on each side. I think I ended up doing 7 because I ended up having to do 1 in the very back. Keep in mind, I am adding in hair into this, so that was a big push too, like not too thick, not too thin, right smack in the middle. Starting the braid was really hard. My hair is not that long in the front. I just cut it, matter of fact, because I damaged it, so my edges were like, girl, you're trying it. So the front of it was kind of a struggle, but once I got to the middle, it got a lot easier to do, and I'm just braiding back. I got about midpoint when I started to add in the other hair. I just took a thin layer of pack hair and I braided that into it. Braiding in hair into hair is kind of hard, but it's not that bad if you're working with smaller pieces. You're kind of able to conceal the bumps a little bit better, and it's just a little easier in my opinion. Honestly, this is my little secret, that I always redo my hair. Like, I'll do braiding just to get the parting down, and then I'll go back in, make it super neat, make it super cute. That's just easier for me. I don't always do that. Sometimes I get it right on the first try, but it's not often. So you're gonna see here, like, it doesn't look the neatest, but I do go back in and redo each braid individually, and then I'm able to focus more on the neatness of the braid itself and not the parting. I know that sounds super tedious, but it's one of those things when I'm doing hair, it just helps me. I wasn't really focused on the ends of the braid because I am gonna dip it in hot water later, but I am just braiding down until I get to the end and then starting a new braid. Okay guys, here I was so excited because it actually started to look like something. You know, when you're doing your hair and you're not sure if it's gonna come together, it actually started to look like something. I don't know what that something is, but I was hype here. My edges were doing fine. Honestly, I tried not to braid too tight on my edges just because I didn't see the point. If I'm trying to grow them back, then it's just not gonna flow. So I basically was like, I'm gonna do a little light braid at the root, right where my edges are, and then I can just use some edge control or something to tame the parts that are still sticking up or whatever. This is where I don't really know why I did this, but for some reason I did like an extra braid. I don't know. I could honestly not tell. But also, I've seen this style done so many different ways. So I've seen girls do 4 braids, I've seen girls do 6 braids, 8 braids. So I think it's really just up to your preference. I think for me, I just thought this would flow better. So I did end up doing a spare braid. We'll call her a spare. The weird thing about parting is once you make the part and then once you actually make the braid, like as you can see, I parted that part pretty good. But once I start braiding back, like you see all the little hairs that are out of place. So it's just a learning experience. It's so weird to me. So weird. And I feel like braiding is one of those things that's easier on other people, but when you do it on yourself, it's like I'm playing Tetris. Alright, so this is me after all my braids were done. They're so long and they look pretty good, y'all. I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, look at me. So my next step is adding the beads to my hair, which was really fun because I hadn't had beads in my hair for quite some time. I don't remember the last time I had beads in my hair. It reminds me of like a beach vacation style, like let's go to the beach with this style. It's very cute. But I'm just using the beads, and of course they come with this super helpful tool that helps you put on multiple beads at once. I kind of went for this, it's like a white brownish color because I thought that would match most of my fits. I also could have gone with clear, but I was afraid clear was gonna make me look like a little girl. But I just did I think I did 5 beads for each braid. In terms of length, I didn't want them to be longer than the curly hair, obviously. I wanted them to be a little bit shorter. I kind of wanted them to go like what's the word? Like layered. So I wanted the beads or each braid to be layered and some to be a little bit shorter than the other. So I tried to measure it that way. And then once I had one side of my head done, I went ahead and just matched the other side. Okay, so this is me just putting some mousse in my hair just to kind of lay everything down. Mousse works fine. Mousse is great. This is TGIN mousse, and I'm just going to put my scarf on to set it and do my baby hairs because again, I didn't really braid too tight around my edges because I'm trying to grow my edges back and I just cut my edges, so we're trying to be nice to them. Oh yeah, I forgot. I did do this to kind of conceal, in case you're wondering what it looks like towards the front of my head. I just went in with my little razor and just kind of, I don't even know what to call this, just gave it a little razzle dazzle at the top, just so it kind of concealed where the crochet began. And then I'm just going in and doing my little edges. Again, we want to preserve our edges, and this is a good protective style, but I am hammering down on protective styles being protective. So if it's got to protect my hair while it's in this style, you know, I'm not going to abuse my edges, and I want to be as gentle as possible on my hair. And this is our final look, y'all. I was so excited. I think it turned out really cute. I think definitely try this, y'all. It's so easy to do because it doesn't have to be braids. You can do twist, you can do that little rubber band style, just so many different options for this hairstyle. And it's crochet, and we love that because that's easy, it's convenient, and it's cheap, y'all. This was under $20 to create this look, and I look like I'm about to go island hopping right now. I should be on an island somewhere. A few days later, I did go back in and redo the braids.